Yeah, please, welcome.
Okay, good evening and good morning and good afternoon, because I am in India, other people are in different parts of the world. And it is my big pleasure to be part of this conference. And I thanks Dr. Anil Garg, who is my best friend so many years, with giving an opportunity to discuss about this, the conference. So let us see, basically, Enhanced Biofuels and Technologies is a company. We started in 2006. It is the sister concern of Green World Biotech, which we established in 1994. We did a lot of work in agriculture. This company, Enhanced Biofuel, is a main company focused to develop feedstock for the biofuel, bioenergy, and hydrogen. So our focus is to develop the technology to produce green hydrogen. If you look at the history, we started and initiated green hydrogen production in 2003 using microalgae, where we have developed two technologies. One is direct hydrogen, and then we go through the oil, then to hydrogen. That is our focus. Today, we are going to discuss about the sources of hydrogen through either through biological method and the municipal waste. Then we can work on thorium-based reactors. See, if you look at this slide, our main focus, what we are discussing, how to capture the carbon dioxide which is being emitted out of coal. This is one of the slides which we discussed, and with NTPC long back, where Dr. Sonde was the executive director. So this is a source of raw material for our project. And as we discussed, we have 5 areas of expertise. The number one, biomass, where we have 2 areas. One is the cultivated tree species and grasses. Our variety, which we developed, Melia dubia, can produce around 40 tons of dry biomass per hectare every second year. And then the grasses which we selected for biomass, that can produce 450 metric tons of grasses per annum per hectare. The life cycle of the grasses are 3 years. Then we have the agriculture residues, like you have the big problem today in India is the emission and the pollution from burning of stubbles. If you look at around Delhi, it's a big problem. Even today, there's a big press release. The government has even given holidays to the students because of this pollution emission. So that's another area. Then the third one is very important, which is algae. Algae is the one going to, we can say, when our Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister of India want to go 2070 minus CO2, we can do it even 2050. Let us discuss in the further slides. Then the municipal solid waste, we have the technology, we can convert it. Then we have a combination of the biomass, algae, and the thorium. The previous speakers discuss a lot about hydrogen from your solar power, and from wind energy, then hydro. But we have a combination, 3 more, which we'll discuss in the future. So this, you can look at the biomass which are available. As I discussed with you, the first 2 pictures talks about the cultivated biomass, which is mainly for energy. Then you can see the sugarcane bagasse, and you can see the other slides, burning of stubbles, either from the sugarcane trashes or the sugarcane leaves or the paddy stubble, which is a big problem, which is creating the biggest pollution today, spoiling the entire, like the CO2 emission, whatever it is. Then you can see that there's a green mass, which is algae. So let us discuss about algae. Algae is a candidate, can consume, it needs actually 2.2 metric tons of carbon dioxide and release 1.2 metric tons of oxygen to produce 1 metric tons of biomass. So you can calculate how many tons algae consumes. If you look at the slide down, each hectare of algae consumes 1,320 metric tons of CO2 per annum per hectare and releases 700 metric tons of oxygen. And you can see the picture. We can straight away produce hydrogen fuel from the algae. You can go further slides. So you can look, if you look at these slides in the microalgae, there are 2 areas. One is hydrocarbon, then the pharmaceutical areas. In the hydrocarbon, we have direct hydrogen production. You don't need to convert it. if there's a species of Clavinomonas species, which we have the variety, which can produce hydrogen fuel directly. Then you have the biodiesel, which produces the oil. The oil can be converted into value-added product, which we'll discuss later. Then you have the pharmaceutical. This is another industry, which we'll discuss what for the purpose of the like a pharmaceutical industry, how it is going to support. So this is how our laboratory looks like. If you look at the slide, this one, when we talk about algae, it's not available straight away. We go and collect the wastewater, where then we isolate the microorganism which has high lipid content. We have got 67 varieties where the lipid content is above 50 to 60%. And if you can see this slide, you can see the cups of oil in between. When you squeeze, the algae will come out. So this is the laboratory. Then when you look at this is what our technology, you have got, this is what your main source of the CO2 emission, whether from NTPC or from the steel power plant or the cement industries or the coal areas or like a sugar mill or the fertilizer industries, which they produce, they emit CO2. When we put our bioreactor next to that, we bring the carbon and convert it into a fuel. So we have two technologies, either open pond and the photobioreactors. Open pond is little expensive, like easy to manage and little cheaper, but the photobioreactors are expensive, but it is a high value edible algae, so we can convert it. So if you look at this slide, you have the sunlight and CO2 water, convert it into carbohydrate, protein, and oil. And you can see the application fuel, chemical, and the feed. Then you can also produce bioplastics from the algae, which is another area which we can work. So if you look at this, like the global food requirement, like the protein I'm talking here, the world population is going to be 9.1 billion, and we need around 470 metric tons of animal-based protein and the milk protein. But when you look at algae, it is giving a very high vegetable protein which supports the vegetarian requirements. This is the potential of algae, the market cap. And we discuss about this, like microalgae can produce, like you can have the PUFAs, that is polysaturated, unsaturated fatty acid, which produce EPA and DHA, which is a very high value food. Then other things we discussed in the previous slide. By looking at the time, I'm going a little fast. And this is another area which we discuss about the conversion of municipal solid waste into hydrogen. See, the first one is eliminate the landfills, where we eliminate the dump sites, we convert the entire waste into high value product, and we separate the waste into three components: biodegradable and reusable, then combustible. So the biodegradable, we put it in a reactor where we convert into manure immediately. So you take out the manure, you go for agriculture so that you can increase the organic carbon in the soil. Then this second thing is segregatable material. We segregate and give it to the industry where they can reuse it. The last one is the waste material, which is recyclable, and we convert it into energy. The last one is like a combustible. So we put our pyrolysis plant, and this is a custom designed and our own technology where there is no emission in any area. It's a continuous pyrolysis where there is no CO2 emission. We convert the biomass into this product, like oil, then carbon granules, and the hydrogen fuel. The carbon granules are very much required in the field of agriculture to increase organic carbon, particularly sugar industry. If you supplement the carbon, you get a better sugar percentage. Then, So this is the general picture, how when we produce hydrogen, the applications. This is another area which we are working. Our partners are in Netherlands. They have very good technology about thorium. So they have a technology standardized and well established and demonstrated. They convert the coal into graphites. The graphites will get embedded with the thorium, which is 100% zero. In this case, we are not burning coal. And the conversion of energy is like when we buy the coal at $250, we can convert it into $250,000 worth of energy. So this is what we are talking. So normally, like a thermal energy is like when you burn coal, the cost of coal is $250 per metric ton, assuming the graphite pebble can produce an energy worth of $250,000 per metric ton, and you are not burning the coal, we can recycle the coal back to the back so that we can, with a limited coal, we can produce a better energy. So we are talking about green, greener, and greenest. The green is the one like solar. The greenest is the greener is wind. Then the greenest, combining together, we produce energy using thorium-based reactors. And if you can see that the coal is used to used as a graphite to build number one absolute STGR, where CDF is 0. Then the safe fuel and the pebble containing thorium, that converts where we embed the thorium inside the graphite, then use it as an energy where the coal is not burned. So it is 100% green technology. And these are all the industries where the STGR is used, where it is 100, no CO2, no CO, no SOx, and no NOx. That's our idea. So this is the combination, like already the previous speakers discussed a lot about it. So they discuss about wind power, solar power, but in our system, we have the wind power, solar power is already existing. We add the algae, we have the biomass, and then we have the municipal solid waste. So we have got 6 different candidates which produce hydrogen, and they can convert it into a high value energy. So these are all the applications. This is one of the area which we are planning. We had a good discussion with our last week with our Minister of Road and Highways, where we have planned a technology where every 200 kilometers we fix this, we collect the biomass, the municipal waste available. We also collect the biomass, either cultivated or the agricultural residue, whatever is the cheapest source available, we convert it into energy. Then we give it to we put a charging station that will be, the power will be supplied to the transport vehicle. That's the plan we have. We are going to have a demonstration shortly. Then we move on for all over the world. This is a general, like I do, there's nothing for me to talk. It's a general slide. So in a nutshell, the technology what we developed on using algae or biomass, whatever it is, we initiated this in 2003. Probably we may be one among the good company who thought about it. And we brought a scientist from USA. He is the one like an expert in algae. He came and he certified we have the best source of raw material to produce hydrogen in 2004. So we're looking at all those things, and we invited our former president, Dr. Abdul Kalam. He came and he visited our facility, and he declared that EBTI is pioneer in the green fuel technology. That's a big achievement what we made in our lifetime. So this is where we are today, and we are moving ahead with all the 5 technologies. And we have been invited by Government of India to initiate this work. Probably in a month or 2, we'll be on ground. Thanks for your time. If any questions, please ask.
Thank you, Dr. Ganpati, for excellent presentation. And I will just request to sum up this session as a presentation by all the international speakers. Everybody is faculty in him or herself, and we will see that we will get some recommendations, 5 to 10 lines by email, so that I can compile and give to Ministry and NITI Aayog, at least as a data, so that if they wish to implement, they can call statewide. Then second thing I have to say that this conference is every year on the same dates. So we will invite you all, and in future we will request for sponsorship also, because nothing moves without money. So this is second thing. And third thing, that we will have next conference onward, hopefully in a physical mode, and hybrid mode also. Because if audience asks question, you should be visible and they should also be visible. So this will create a good interaction with the people and those technologies and government official directly. So with these words, I have to thank you each and every speaker for excellent presentation. And for any help and support your mission, I am there to help you without any obligation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I-
Dr. Garg, I have
Thank you.
one request. May we request you to give us a list of speakers, their email ID, some contact, so that we can also share our views. That will help us to exchange the knowledge and we can gain knowledge from them. That will be a big support to us.
We will see what best can be done, and all the presentation will be loaded on YouTube and on our website.
Okay,
Okay?
that's great.
I have to thank Indian Oil Corporation for gold sponsorship and Pandit Deen Dayal Upadhyay Energy University for associate sponsorship and for all our well-wisher and colleagues. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Puneet and Uttam for excellent support. Thank you, Mr. Shubham from California to support us. Thank you, Aishwarya for doing good job of coordination, and thank you, my wife Ragini Garg, to whom I am working as a director in the Energy and Environment Foundation. So thank you very much. We conclude this session and meet you on the same dates next year. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Namaskar.